Alright, there's a video for 2HT and 2VT about exercise 38. I just want to show you a few different examples, also here 3 more, about factorizing. Right, it's very important that in your book you take a look at this schedule over here, 3 ways to factorize, because for any of these questions you need to use one of those 3 ways. Alright, so let's get back to this. The first thing is x squared plus 18x minus 63. So you have to use the product sum method. You have to find 2 numbers. If you multiply them, you get 63. And when you add them, you get 18. Well, if you found them, then it should be x plus 21 and x minus 3. Because if you multiply them, you get that. And when you add it, you get that. Now the next one's more difficult, because now we have x to the power of 3 here. But you see an x everywhere. So the first thing you do is you put the x in front of brackets. And then what you have left is x squared minus 20x plus 100. Then you have to factorize this, what's in the brackets. So you have to find 2 numbers. If you multiply them, it's 100. And when you add them, it's minus 20. So if you found them, then you should know it's minus 10 and minus 10. Because minus 10 times minus 10 is 100. And when you add it, you get minus 20. So this is how you factorize D. Moving on to E, there we have x squared minus 16x. But there are only 2 things here now, so there's not a third thing. So you can't use the product sum method. This is called the product sum method. So you just put the x in front of the brackets, and then here you have x minus 16. This is called putting the common factor outside of the brackets. Right? You put the x in front of it. Moving on to G, here we have 6x squared minus 32x. So you need to find what you can divide this and that by. Well, 6 can be divided by 2 and by 3. 32 can be divided by 2, but not by 3, however. So we're just going to divide everything by 2 and also by x, because we see an x here and there. So then here you have 3x, and then here you have, if you divide that by 2, you get 16. So this is how you factorize G, and this cannot be factorized any further. So this is your answer. Moving on to H, here we have higher powers. So that's kind of annoying, right? So you need to divide everything by x to the power of 3. So you can put x to the power of 3 in front of brackets, and then in the brackets you have 16x squared here, and you have minus a 1 here, because 1 times x to the power of 3 is that. But this one you can actually simplify further, because if you take a look at the book, we also see, let me get the book here, we see the difference of 2 squares. If you have 1 squared minus another squared, you can put it in brackets like that. You take the square root of this and the square root of that, you put it in brackets, and you put a minus and a plus in one of them. So that's what we're going to do. So here we have a 16x squared. If you take the square root of that, you get 4x, because 4x times 4x is 16x squared. The square root of 1 is just 1, so we're going to do 4x plus 1 and 4x minus 1, and in front of it we have x to the power of 3. So this is how you solve 16h. Moving on to the last one, 16i. This one's actually not as difficult as the previous one. This one's by far the most difficult one. You can just use the product sum method. So we have to find 2 numbers. If you multiply them, you get minus 36, and when you add them, you get 9. And these numbers, the numbers that we're looking for, are minus 12 and plus 3. Because when you multiply them, you get 36, or minus 36 in this case. And when you add them, you get minus 9. Thank you very much for watching.